medical appointments or something similar, because when someone just focuses intently on me in a gentle way, obviously, I just feel tingles all down me when they're speaking softly, asking me questions, and obviously they're not brushing my face. Usually they're staying well away, or they're my dentist, so they're inside my mouth. I do enjoy dentist visits actually, but not all of it, just the first part where they ask you questions. But today I want to give you some of that relaxation while hanging out here and just generally talking. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer the brushes or the hand strokes? Yeah, I'm not sure which is my favourite. It's really hot in the UK at the moment. When I say really hot, I mean for the UK. If someone is watching from somewhere like Florida or most places in Australia, although it's winter there now, you'd probably think I was a wuss for finding this hot, but I think I'm just a bit salty about the warm weather at the moment, because I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm a bit of a different colour from the last time we were together, and that is because I got locked outside my grandmother's house. I went up north to visit family for a weekend, and on my way back from the town centre, I stopped off at my grandma's, assuming that I would be able to get in because I knew she was in, but she was asleep on the sofa. I could see her through the window, but she is unfortunately as deaf as a post, so I was banging on the window for a seriously long time. And after a while I went and I sat in her garden, and then I tried one more time to wake her up after already being in the sun for like maybe 20 minutes, and she still wouldn't wake up, and I had just missed the bus, and because it's quite a rural area that my dad's house is in, and I had to get back there, the bus was an hour away from being there, so I thought, right, I can stay in the garden or I can walk home, get some exercise in. But silly me underestimated the strength of the English sun, and I was probably out for maybe 3 hours in total, and a bit more earlier in the day, but 3 hours straight without sun protection. I know. I won't make that mistake again. But it was a lovely walk. I'm just slightly, I was slightly annoyed at getting properly sunburned on my forehead, my nose, my cheeks. You can't really tell right now because it's like a day and a half afterwards, and it has gotten slightly better, but if I'm being honest, it is mostly foundation that is making me look not so bright red right now, and it makes maybe orange if we're being mean, but yeah, it's definitely red without the help of foundation, which I don't really use on my videos or actually ever in real life. So that will be my annual usage of the foundation, and let me tell you, it is useful. In fact, if I had worn it on the day, I would not have gotten sunburned because of the SPF that is typically in makeup. So, but yes, it is warm, and that is why I am slightly orange from the sun and also slightly sweaty, so please forgive me. But anyway, enough about me. How have you been? Mm-hmm. And how's your June going generally? Are you enjoying the weather? Do you have a favourite season? Me too. Yeah. I think that's probably the best weather in the year for most people. Or maybe we just think alike. I realise I've never asked you this before, but I'm curious to know who your favourite ASMRtists are. Oh yeah, yeah, they're good. I watch them too. Yeah. And mine is Whispers Red. She's like my longest running favourite, although at the very beginning of my ASMR journey, it was definitely, I was an ASMR darling girl, but she was the only ASMRtist I really knew. It was, I think, her 20 triggers or 100 triggers video that I watched first. And then I found Whispers Red when she did a collaboration with Trainline. So I didn't actually find her channel first. I got a Facebook ad for Trainline. I'm pretty sure, I could be making it up, but the production quality of her videos is amazing. And this ad she'd done, which was so well done and just so relaxing, it was honestly a genius idea of Trainline to do something like that. But I saw her, and that's how I found her. So even though Trainline were using her as an ASMRtist to do their marketing, it actually worked in the opposite way around for me. And then someone who's kind of feels more like a peer to me is Maddie ASMR. And I actually think we are exactly the same age. I'm pretty sure there's maybe a few months difference. We would have been in the same school year for sure. And she has a lot of the same interests as me, and I enjoy hearing her speak about her interests because they're also my interests, and I just love when an ASMR artist just talks to me. They're my favourite. It really calms me down if I'm feeling anxious because they feel like a friend. And obviously over time you build like a strong parasocial relationship with, you know, your favourite ASMR artists. You watch them often, you learn so much about them, and that familiarity just adds to the kind of anxiety reducing feeling of ASMR, in my opinion. I think that's what makes someone a favourite ASMR artist. For me, it's that familiarity that builds. But yeah, I love hearing her talk about her interests. Like, I just love ASMR book videos, like book rambling videos. And we'll use a smaller brush again now, just to tickle your features. So I love hearing her talk about books and plants because I'm a massive plant lover, hence this. Although this one I've made grow in a weird direction, like it goes off to the side and then there are other branches doing bizarre things, and I think that's because I keep turning it to face the sun. I'm like over watering it but over sunning it. I'm just trying to love it too hard. Sometimes you've just got to lessen your grip on the things you love. I also really just love plant science. I love photosynthesis, as you may have been able to tell based on a previous video of mine. I just find it such a fascinating process, and like the deeper you dig into it, the more interesting I find it. But all aspects of plant science are really interesting, and actually all aspects of just biology are interesting, but plants and fungus especially, to me at least. And actually, weirdly, I have a book about fungus here, and this is a wonderful book, and it'll make you excited about fungus even if you think I'm a crazy person for being excited about fungus. I dare you to read it. But yeah, anyway, Maddie ASMR just has a really warm energy, and yeah, I think the fact that I feel like we could be friends in real life makes her one of my favourite ASMR artists. And also, kind of relevantly, Whispers Red grew up in the same kind of region of or county in the UK that I did, so that could also potentially play a role in that whole familiarity thing. And I'd say my other most watched ASMR artist is probably ASMR Twix, if you know her. Yeah, she really plays on my love of unintentional in-person ASMR, going to loads of spas and trying them out, and also the Japanese language for me is, I wouldn't say it's more of a trigger in terms of the actual feeling, but I just love the language so much. Just the sound of it and the rhythm is just amazing to listen to. So yeah, those are my top 3. How would you rate your top 3 in order? Yeah, that's a strong list. Okay, shall we move back to the big brush again? I can't find it, I've dropped it somewhere. There we go. How are you finding this? Let me know if I'm brushing too fast or too slow. Or even if you'd like me to say family cat, but really she is just my cat. But she lives at my dad's house up north. She unfortunately does not get many cuddles until I visit, but I don't want to move her away from a really open green area where she can run about and frolic and sit in the middle of a country road and not worry about getting run over to a place that's kind of near a main road. And I'd kind of worry about her getting stolen as well, because she's just an amazing cat. Like, who wouldn't want her? Even if they have to use unethical means to get her, I wouldn't even blame the person who did it. Well, I would, obviously, but I could understand their reasoning. So yeah, that's why she's not living with me in my flat, because I'm just too worried that, yeah, she wouldn't be happy here, and I'd be taking her from a place that she loves. But it is difficult because she loves cuddles and strokes and just completely fawns over me when I'm home, and I know that she misses all of that when I'm gone. It's quite sad. I miss her a lot, but thankfully it's not like I never go back. So, do you have a pet? What's your favourite memory with an animal? That's lovely. I realise that I turn my head a lot, a bit like an Alsatian puppy. Do you see when their heads like that, and their ears flop to one side, except my ears do not flop, and so I am far less cute when I do it. I just look a bit demented. I'm trying not to do it as much because I'm very aware of how much I do have an inclination to tilt my head. Back to the brush. Okay. I can feel you getting relaxed. It's rubbing off on me. I feel like other people's emotions are really infectious, whatever they're feeling. Apart from on the odd occasion that you are in no mood to experience someone else's aggressive optimism, and you're just like, go over there, I need quiet right now. At that point, you should put your earphones in and put the ASMR in. And if they are too loud, ask them to be quiet nicely. We don't need unnecessary confrontation. But if they say no when you've asked nicely, then do what you will. But I would just like to say here that I am not legally responsible for anything you do based on what I just said.